I have the right to be wrong. My mistakes make me strong.
Get that stuff out of here. It's Southwest Bias.
Welcome into another edition of Southwest Bias, brought to you by our friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. And we are live from Studio K, brought to you by our friends at Circle K. Make sure to become an Inner Circle member today by downloading that Circle K app, and you're going to save 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. We're talking mistakes today on the program, and big ones. And I think the one that caught my attention last week was when Matt Ishbia tweeted this the other day, talking about how media and the people in media have had all sorts of issues when it came to the Phoenix Suns. And, he said, talking about how he's not worried about the so-called experts think, and that they had them as title contenders the past 2 years, but they're focused on making fans proud by playing great as a team and building a brand of basketball that's tough and gritty. Unbelievable cell phone, I'll say that, to begin with. A lot of people gave him a hard time, and yeah, I don't think it was the greatest way to state it, but just because it wasn't the best way to state it doesn't mean that it wasn't actually truthful. I mean, that's the thing that stands out to me, is there's a lot of truth in what he was saying there as well. Experts get it wrong. Front offices get it wrong. Owners get it wrong. Agents get it wrong. We all get it wrong. And a man that's a prime example of somebody that gets it wrong is ESPN's own Kendrick Perkins. And no, I'm not trying to turn this into the anti-ESPN program, but I will call things out when they happen. Kendrick Perkins on the Road Trippin' podcast had this to say the other day about the Phoenix Suns.
That the Phoenix Suns have been the biggest embarrassment in the NBA over the last 3 to 4 years.
Ooh. Hold on. Philadelphia.
Look, the Sixers, they've had a lot of turmoil, but over the last 2 to 3 years, they produced the MVP. They stuff happened because of injuries, right? I'm thinking about the Phoenix Suns right now, and I'm thinking about where they were, 4 or 5 years ago, NBA Finals, Culture, Monty Williams, CP3, to all of a sudden, you trade your number 1 pick in DeAndre Ayton that you took in that draft. It wasn't a fit there, right? So you give up a whole lot of shit.
Why is he even citing DeAndre Ayton in that, first of all? I don't understand. But I know this is a popular opinion. And I'm not going to fully argue that the last, 2.5, 3 years have been difficult. We've talked about it. We know that it hasn't been ideal. But we also know that they went all in. And I don't have a problem with going all in. But the thing that I find interesting is kind of the path that we took to get here. And was this you as well, Kendrick Perkins?
They're actually my dark horse to win it all, okay? They're my dark horse to win it all. They check all boxes. They upgraded at the point guard position, going out and getting Tyus Jones. We know he's one of the best PGs out there when it comes down to assist turnover ratio. The big man position, obviously you got Nurkic and Plumlee who's going to battle for their minutes. I like what Budenholzer does at times by putting Kevin Durant at the 5. I think
so they were great at center, they were great at point guard, and that they were your dark horse. Hey, was this you as well, Kendrick Perkins?
Hell yeah.
So we're making big
Phoenix Suns,
proclamations
the Phoenix,
8 games in.
Yeah,
That's
I am.
all. Okay,
I
that's
am
fine.
because it matters. It shows a lot.
Okay.
Yes, the Phoenix Suns are the second best team, in my opinion, right behind the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it's inches.
Inches. Inches away from being the best team in the NBA, the eventual champions. We have the right to be wrong in this business, and I'm as wrong as anybody else when it comes down to it. I mean, that's the reality of it. I'm wrong, but you know what I'll do? And this is a promise to each and every one of you that watch this show, is I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'm not going to flip my entire opinion and act as if I never said the other thing. I'll sit here and tell you that I was wrong. And I wish people like Kendrick Perkins would too, because Perk sits there and says they're going to be champions and then says that this was the worst 3 to 4 years in NBA history for a franchise. Okay, how about saying you were completely wrong, that you misread the situation like a lot of other people did, that you thought that Nurkic and Plumlee were going to be the best option at center for this team, that you thought Tyus Jones was going to change things, that you thought that they were inches away from Oklahoma City when they started out 7-1. Why not actually lean into admitting that you were wrong? Maybe then we could trust those takes a little bit more when you say these things, when you change your opinion. Because there's nothing wrong with being wrong in those initial takes. What's wrong is then sitting there acting like you never said it. And in turn, acting like, oh, well, now it's the worst franchise run in the NBA, and it's been terrible for 5 years. We knew it wasn't great last year. We sat here and let you know it, and we admitted that we were wrong. I just want to hear that more from national people. It'd be great to hear that more often. But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache behind the Mac, who's working his ass off today. It is Shane Diefenbach. Shane, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I don't buy that. I know I put you through the ringer this morning. I appreciate it. I got to ask, do you find it as annoying as I do that these talking heads nationally don't own that they said these things and then turn around and basically say the exact opposite?
Kendrick Perkins is like the worst offender of it. He just every day his memory resets. Every day he changes who he is, and every day he has a new opinion that will always counteract what he said before. There's nuances to the way that media forms strong opinions, and there's ways to get around flip-flopping. Kendrick Perkins doesn't know how to do that.
No, I mean, there's an art to it as well. So Buddha says, where's the big bright sun? It's not on today.
Yeah, it's overcast.
That review guy says Perkins also tries hard to be Stephen A. I think that's very fair as well. Hello wants to know if you're about to die, Shane.
Yep.
All right, good to know. So yeah, I think a lot of the chat, the biased in the chat, agree with me there as well in terms of that. The review guy says Perkins has 20/20 hindsight, just like the rest of us. Yeah, isn't it nice? Yesterday I brought up some problems, and I've been told as a leader, it's not your job to just bring up problems. It's your job to bring up solutions. And we talked about ESPN Plus and the issues with the Big 12 and ASU and the streaming. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to put some time, effort, and money into developing a solution for you, the fans.
Paying $29.99 to stream sporting events only for them to spend time buffering? Have you missed some of the biggest moments of your team's season because some intern tripped over an Ethernet cord at the stadium? We've got the solution at a much lower cost. Introducing the all-new ESPO Plus. Nobody has more sports content that doesn't stream than us. ASU, U of A, GCU, Suns, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, and so much more. We have the best local sports streams you can't watch. You want to stream the greatest moments in Arizona sports history? You can't, but we will let you play our classic TV static while you try. Try to watch 4 things at once and fail miserably with multi-stream. Start buffering today, all for the low price of $9.99 per month. The future of sports streaming frustration is here. This is ESPO Plus.
Welcome to the new world order. ESPO Plus got you covered. We can't stream anything, but we'll buffer like hell. Wouldn't you want to pay that instead of $29.99? If you're just going to get buffering, Shane, wouldn't you rather just pay $9.99 to get it?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'll claim I got any sporting event. You want to see the greatest sporting events of all time, not just in Arizona. We don't got it, but we'll buffer like hell.
You know what ESPN should be held to? They should be held to the same standards as like politicians when they make a mistake. They should tell us what happened. I need to know why.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened?
What happened?
Because it wasn't just like the stream cut out; it was just garbled. Like, was there a meteor shower? Was it too hot? Did the thing melt?
I don't get it at all. Yeah. Why didn't you have an explanation? Like, why was it so bad? Right.
And they never just like cut the feed and said technical difficulties. They were just trying to let it play.
Hey, on ESPO Plus, the commercials play too, just like they do on ESPN Plus, right? So you've got that covered.
But on ESPN Plus, the commercials are all jumbled as well.
No, it's just me telling you about Circle K over and over and over again. We'll get a little Gila River in there as well. So yeah, if you want to become a member of ESPO Plus, just DM me on Twitter. I'll give you my PayPal, and then you'll never get access. Where are we here? That review guy says when regular ESPN isn't enough, go for ESPN Plus. Hello says it's just Espo playing NBA Jam. Buddha the Schizo says, shut up and take my money. So we got that.
He said when regular Espo isn't enough, go for Espo Plus.
Oh, what did I say, ESPN?
Yeah.
Hey, when regular Espo isn't enough, do what my wife does and say, you should go take a break somewhere else. On the other side of this break, we welcome in one of my favorite people to talk to about Arizona sports, and we've got yet another game that we're going to throw his way that he doesn't know that's coming. It's Mark McClune on the other side of it right here on Southwest Bias. Going to tell you about our friends at Mountain America Credit Union. Yeah, this commercial works as well. And I got to tell you, they've got the MyStyle lifestyle credit checking account, right? You want to be part of this checking account because it gives you some of the best perks in the business, and they're built-in benefits. You don't have to ask for it. You become a member of Mountain America Credit Union, you get the MyStyle checking account, and you're going to get things like restaurant deals. You love to eat out, why not get a deal for it? Phone protection, I tell you all the time, people drop these, throw them on accident, screens break. They've got mobile phone protection. Telehealth, because you got to take care of yourself, and it's tough to get out there to the doctor. Identity theft protection, nobody wants to be me, but they might want to be you. Loan rate discounts and oh so much more. Make MyStyle your lifestyle. At Mountain America Credit Union, visit macu.com/MyStyle to apply. Insured by NCUA, membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration and activation. Terms and conditions apply and exclusions apply. Circle K is where I tell you I stop every day. I didn't get to today. I had a meeting this morning and I didn't get to stop at Circle K. And I got to tell you, I'm dragging a little bit. I miss getting my fuel both for my car and for my body, but you can do it and you can save when you do it by becoming a member of the Inner Circle. I told you about it. You can get 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 Phillips, and you can get 3 cents off per gallon. Then we flip the script. You can get 5 cents off per gallon when you reach that ESPO level. So make sure you take advantage of that. But it's not just that. You're going to get 79 cents Polar Pops, any size, 99-cent Frosters, and some great deals on food and other drinks as well. The $4 meal deal. You're going to want to be there. It's a great for lunch. So join the Inner Circle by downloading the Circle K app for free today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Welcome in my guest, the one, the only, Mark McClune. Mark, are you doing better than Arch Manning today?
Yeah, kind of licking my wounds here. Called my shot. Really felt confident about this. But what was I thinking? It was the first game of the college football season. A quarterback who had never really stepped into a throw before on a big stage, going up against a defensive coordinator that has won.
We lost you there, Mark. I think you got muted there for a second, but Gotta love that we got to give him a hard time about Arch Manning. You do remember
Well,
he's Cooper.
It's better that he can't say anything now.
He actually ran away.
Yeah.
I think he's so ashamed of being a Texas fan
There he is.
that he ran away. Look, I think people forgot that that's Cooper Manning's kid, not any of the better Mannings. He's still, Mark, do you mute yourself just because you don't want to talk about this? Yeah, you did. Hang up and call me back, Mark. I mean, geez, we give him a little hard time about Texas, and the man can't handle it. He decides he's got to leave the program, right? Hello says he got ESPN. I love it. So let's see if Mark's technology is working a little bit better now that we have him here on the program again. We'll get him here in a second. Mark, did it hurt that bad to be a Texas fan that you had to just hang up on me?
It rendered me speechless.
No.
Yes, I'm stunned at what happened. I had so much hope for coming onto the show today and beating my chest and talking about how we were going to run the table. And it's definitely going to be an uphill climb for the Longhorns. Now, luckily, we have 3 teams we should hammer the next 3 weeks, and then we'll see against Florida the first week of October if we've got everything fixed.
Yeah, I'll only care when ASU sees you in the college football playoff again. It's talking about ASU. They had that season opener. What did you make of the NAU game? I know there's some panic out there in Sun Devil world, but what was your take on the half of football we could see before the stream cut out?
Yeah, first half looked great. Second half, you can see little bits and pieces on the extra point. We have some great second half video from the field if you want to tune in tonight at 10:35. Maybe we'll just broadcast the whole game. But yeah, I thought Sam Levitt looked like a guy who's going to be hopefully in the Heisman conversation. I think he's that dynamic, and I think Kenny Dillingham. I'm not putting anything past him if he was calling plays that he knew, maybe weren't his best play calls to get his guys' attention, because he knows that he's going to have to bring his A game this week. He knows he's going to have to get his guys' attention. So, I think he was perfectly fine with not being 100% satisfied with that effort on Saturday night.
I mean, we established you're kind of from the South. I think Texas kind of is considered the South. How do you feel about Kenny talking about some of these smaller towns that ASU has to visit? It ruffled a few feathers there in Mississippi.
Yeah, and my wife is a Mississippi State alum. She's been there once. She got her meteorology degree from there. So yeah, we were deeply offended. No, I mean that's kind of what makes it great, and that's also what makes going to Austin great. And the teams from Starkville and Waco and College Station, which they want to say is like a booming metropolis now. Yeah, I think that's kind of what makes it fun and ruffling feathers is there's nothing better than when the big city guy looks down at the small town guy, and then all the small town people bring cowbells to the game. And did you see in practice yesterday that they had a guy banging a cowbell next to the punt returner, and our Elliot Polikoff was out there next to the machine playing cowbell music. So I think I'm all for the gamesmanship, and I think Kenny's always going to kind of stir the pot a little bit.
Okay, Kenny was full Christopher Walken, saying he's got a fever and the only prescription is more cowbell. They had media relations people ringing cowbells out there. I mean, I offered to go out there just for the hell of it, for the entertainment value, and ring, and hit some cowbells out there. I mean, I guess you got to prep any way you can, right?
We had our intern ringing a cowbell last night in the studio, which was great. But he didn't understand how to put on an IFB, one of those earphone things, yet, because he just figured it out. So he rang it at the wrong point while I was reading the intro to something else. So that was, it tested my focus. So I was appreciative because I'm a little bit, yeah. But it's I'm locked in. I'm locked in for the week.
All right. Well, I'm glad. Cardinals season opener. We know that's coming up this week. You got a lot of inside insight with the Cardinals during the preseason, hosting the pre and post game shows for those games. Where do you think this team is, and where do you think they'll be when they get to New Orleans? Do you think they'll have a performance that people are expecting against a New Orleans team that doesn't project to be very good this year?
Yeah, I think they will. I think they're confident. I think they didn't really give us any clues how they're going to look offensively in the preseason. But I think that there's a sense of optimism. There's a sense of, that they know they can be good if they put it together. And we've seen Kyler Murray. I mean, remember 2021 against Tennessee when he was throwing the ball basically behind his head to DeAndre Hopkins. I think you're going to see a dynamic Kyler Murray. I think you're going to see the Cardinals get off to a hot start. And I think the biggest question for them this year is, can they finish? They've certainly got the schedule too. And honestly, if they don't get off to a hot start, I think they're not going to be able to close with the schedule they have. So they have to, but I want to see this pass rush, man. I want to see Josh Sweat coming off the edge. I think Spencer Rattler's in for a long day, and I think James Conner. What do we set the over under at him? I think he's going to be like let out of a cage. I mean, the guy just wants to play football. He just wants to carry the ball, and I think he's gonna carry the Valley with him.
It's going to be interesting to see what Marvin Harrison Jr. is capable of doing. How Trey McBride, can he keep it up? Can he take that next step? But you're completely right. The whole key is Kyler Murray. And I think if they don't start like 5-1, this team's probably in trouble in the back half, and everybody's going to go, well, here we go again. Because that schedule's tough in the second half of the season. You just stack wins against the New Orleans and the Carolinas of the world here early on. And if they don't, and Kyler doesn't play well at the beginning, I think we're going to hear some weird calls for Jacoby Brissett to actually be under center at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you could go a million different ways here and talk yourself into a million scenarios. That's definitely one that you could see happening if you see what you saw down the stretch last year with the Cardinals. I just think that this is a team that is relatively healthy and is going to give the offense some short fields. I'm a little concerned about the young guys playing corner with Max Melton and Will Johnson. You kind of just have to see it. Kind of like with Arch on Saturday. I don't know if I told you this, but I was telling different people. I just want to see him step into a throw and just fire one in there. And he looked a little, his feet weren't set. Wasn't ready for prime time as much. Got confused by the defense. I think this Cardinal team been there, done that. The offense is confident, and we just got to make sure the corners hold up. And I think this, especially the defensive line, this is really going to be a strength that a lot of people are talking about.
Arch Manning looked like Uncle Rico. Let's be honest. And
yeah,
the Cardinals need to make Spencer Rattler look like that. I know he's a hometown kid, but he better spend at least part of that game on his back, because this defensive front has to prove that the money and the assets that they put into it can actually get it done for Jonathan Gannon. We have a tradition when you come on the show. We play a game, and Mark, this one has to do with this weekend's game, but you know that there's always a twist. We're going to play Saint or Saint. The premise is simple.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a name. The individual either is somebody from the Saints all-time roster or a Catholic saint.
Do I win the Arizona Hot Shots helmet that's on your table?
What about it?
Do I win that? Is
no.
that like the prize?
I can give you a mini version that I have in my office, but this bad boy ain't going anywhere. But
that's a collector's item. Okay, let's do it. I was an altar boy, raised Catholic, confirmed Methodist, and now teach Sunday school and go to just like a Bible church. So I'm familiar with the Saints, but I guess I never passed the class. The Methodist Church had a much more fun youth group with my buddies. So that's where the confirmation took place.
We did deep research, so we knew that. So we stacked the deck here. The first one, Aloysius Gonzaga.
That would be a Catholic saint.
That is correct. Ugo Amadi.
Ooh. New Orleans saint.
That is correct. Anthony Zakaria.
Man, I can't get like Dalton Hilliard or Bobby Hebert or like.
Why would I give you like Drew Brees? Why would I do that? Michael Tom. Why would I give you Alvin Kamara, Saint or Saint? Why would I make this easy?
Joe Horn.
Yeah, that's not fun for me. All right. I'm not right. Reggie Williams, Ricky Williams, Mike Ditka. Like, I'm not giving you anything easy here.
Ditka, Saint.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
in
who was
Chicago,
the, right? Who was it again?
Anthony Zakaria.
Catholic Saint.
That is correct. Peter Channel.
Man, was he like Tom Dempsey's holder or Archie Manning's center? New Orleans Saint.
Incorrect. Catholic Saint. Frank Emmanuel.
New Orleans Saint.
That is correct. Divine Ozabigo.
New Orleans Saint.
That is correct. And Philip Neri.
Oh, man, Catholic Saint.
Oh my gosh, you went 5-1 on that. if
I
did
guess
my math correct.
the altar boy training did pay off. Yes, I was the altar boy. I think I never got put on the schedule after a certain point because I forgot to set the table. I set the table incorrectly for communion, so I always got the calls for like the Saturday early mass. I never got prime time.
Well, I mean, so we shouldn't expect St. Mark McClune, either New Orleans or Catholic.
I don't know that any miracles are happening here other than the fact that I get to be on your show, and that's if you would have told me that back then, I would not have believed you.
That's what we call the minorest of miracles right there. I had breakfast with your boss and I spoke good things about you. So, I can lie too, Mark.
Oh, okay, good. Yes. You know me well. We've spent enough time together that you can give the Cliff Notes version. So
Yeah.
yes, when are we getting you on Arizona's Family Sports? What are we doing for Suns here? What's your Are you excited? I saw Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks at the game last night, and it kind of got me going watching the Mercury game and seeing those guys.
I'm excited. Media day always gets me fired up, and that'll bring the excitement. But as to when you can have me on, call me. I mean,
Okay.
I feel like this is a one-sided relationship where I text you and that's it, and then you turn off your mic during my show. It's just I never do that on your show, so please invite
I
me back.
had you on about 30 times, and I felt terrible.
Well,
that
I never turned off my
reciprocated.
mic.
That's a good point. Yeah, but my mic, yes, my mic is. I'm gonna have to get a new mic. Yes. Budget cuts at the McClune household.
No,
I have to get ready for club sports. We have 9 kids games this weekend, like 9. It is.
I thought you were going to
starting.
say 9 kids, and I was going to say I thought you weren't
Well.
Catholic anymore. But anyways,
I would have done that. My wife was not in favor. She has to forecast the weather, but yeah, I would have gone 9.
one was good for me, and I'm happy there. He is Mark McClune. Check him out tonight on the Extra Point and the Extra Point podcast on Channel 3 and Arizona Family Sports. Mark, always a pleasure.
All right, and when you come to the studio, bring that helmet.
I'll bring a helmet and a suit. How about that?
Yes.
All right. That is Mark McClune. That is another edition of Southwest Bias in the Books. Big thanks to Shane Diefenbach, the mustache behind the Mac. You can follow him at Shane Dief. You can follow the show at PHNX_sports. And you can follow me at Espo. And remember, Kendrick Perkins, just admit you were wrong. Ahoy, hoy!